My name is Hon John Mututho. There is allegation that most of these children are now being used by organ harvesters. That's why mortality is rising and rising every day. Why can't we now come as a policy, whether it's Ministry of Interior or the Ministry of Health or whomever it is, to make sure that these kids are settled for once? There is ample evidence to show that wherever the death rate now is much, much higher than it has ever been. And no one can deny that there is some foul play somewhere. And looking at it, police can do what they can do, but the whole thing rests on the leadership. They have budgets. And if they don't have budgets, they have their own salaries. If this lady by the name of Nancy Ndegwa can be able to accommodate and feed these kids on a weekly basis, how come that a whole governor, a whole cabinet secretary can only go and dance in the church and cannot come and make their own gathering like this of street families, even in an important day like today? How come? It's not a question of who is ruling or who is not ruling. Where are these so-called leaders? Why can't they just do something to stop this violence? Yeah? They want to put Governor Susan on notice. I have remained silent for a very long time. I have seen her do what she's supposed to do, and I've seen her fail on what she's supposed to have done. The red line to me is the street families. Her continued ignorance on matters to do with street families will be my point of departure with her. If she cannot solve this problem now to make Nakuru a safe city, then we have no business supporting her at all. Because she came as a senator when we were rescuing over 30 who were dumped in Kemusus. She knows the facts. She knows what she can do. She knows it's not even a matter of budget. It's a matter of philosophy. It's a matter of order. She knows what is supposed to have been done, and she has not done that. That to me hurts deeper than any road, any electricity to be supplied, any water to be supplied. I want to thank Nancy. Single-handedly, she is able to feed these people. Imagine today is such an important day in the whole world, but I cannot see any official from the county government here, except this volunteer, on her own volition, her money, not my money, coming here to feed these people, and she has done it from 2023. God bless you. It is.
What way it is and what important it holds. And why you're here.
I've already mentioned that today is a day when the whole world thinks and commemorates about the street families. All governments around the world, everywhere, anywhere, Afghanistan, in the US, anywhere, they think about the street families. So if there is any government here in Nakuru County, then they should have been here. So all we can say, as far as this government is concerned, the seat is vacant. It's vacant. This is an international day. It is known. You don't have to advertise it. They know what they're supposed to do. They could have afforded at least a pint of milk for these kids today. They can't say they can't afford that. They should have sent one of their junior officers if they cannot afford to come themselves. But wherever they are, and I guess they're in the church somewhere, that God they are worshiping is the God of us all. The poor, the rich, the small, tall, short, politicians and non-politicians. And worse still, please note that these children are fathered by big people. They are not fathered by small people you think about. This is a serious matter. If they were to do DNA here, you'll find some of the most senior politicians, you see some of the most prominent farmers, you see some of the big police officers are the fathers of these people. They are our children. We need to talk to them. We need to deal with them. Asante sana.
My question is,
I have a question on the county. As of January 2026, they banned the feeding of street families in the county. Is that an alternative? What would you say about it?
Yeah, they want them to go and die. We are talking about feeding. You cannot stay 24 hours without feeding. You cannot. So if you can't feed, allow others to feed. It's a simple story, yeah? Susan should just bring his truck here full of food. And if they don't want them to feed them here, let them find a site, like they said they have a site at Njoro, and then feed the children. What is the big deal in feeding this small crowd here when they spend millions, like we saw the other day in audited reports? This is a very small amount. They should feed them. If they don't want them in the city, and because they are here salvaging for food, let them find an open ground somewhere, not in Chemasus forest, and feed them daily. That's it. But in year 2007, 2008, we took 241 of them at Naivasha. We fed them, clothed them, took them to school, and ultimately 5 of them are now very senior businessmen in the US. This problem can be solved permanently. It is only that you think they are children of the lesser God. Shame on you.
Other than the county government, do you think the government, the national government, made a big step in rehabilitating children? And what should be done?
The national government has a mechanism. It has what I would call a semi-autonomous body, which deals with this problem. But their budget, I don't know whether you are aware, is approximately 350 to 500 million per annum. That is too little to do anything. If you look at the mortality of these children, vis-a-vis the amount of money being spent on them, you realize there's a very big gap. In my view, we should be talking about 5, 6, 7 billion shillings if that body was to function. So the government has intent, but is not facilitated the organs to do whatever they were supposed to do.
The numbers of the children increasing yearly. What would it take to reduce the number? They are conducting a survey quarterly, and the numbers have been increasing each time. What would it take to reduce the numbers?
To have governors and ministers with common sense. If they could use their common sense, what to me in their head, this can be solved. I said, when I was a member of parliament, I wasn't a governor, I didn't have a budget, but using my common sense, we were able to sort out 241 in Naivasha with the Bishop Wambugu. So what they are lacking is common sense, the will, and the power to come and sort this problem from grassroots. Some of them require transport to go to Kericho. Some of them require food. Some of them require medical. Some of them just require accommodation. Some of them have chronic diseases. So each case is handled on its own merit. You cannot have a blanket cover. It's not like a page. You go from page 1, page 2, page 3. So as long as the government is not interested, as long as the readers are indifferent on these street families, then it will not work. It's so easy. It's not like rocket science. All you need to come and is address who they are. Maybe it's just a kid who was looking for overnight shelter. That one should be given shelter to go home. Maybe it's a kid who has been having a chronic ailment and the parents passed on or something happened. You deal with that one. Then from there, the ones who are genuine street children, you go through a detox program. They are GRU and all these heavy drugs and so forth and so on. Once you are through with that, you start what I call psychoeducation. Telling them the dangers of sniffing GRU, like you're seeing that beautiful girl behind you they're doing. You go through all that. That takes almost a month because they are slow to learn. They are not as fast as you would imagine. Then from there you do a psychotherapy, a special program, 3 months to 6 months, and they are normal. They are normal. They will get homes, they are here. I've done over 300. It's not rocket science.
So do
But
you think it's a deal for the government when they announce that they plan to close children? Will the Kenyans that they live in
they can do what they want, but that announcement is equal to saying they don't matter anymore. They don't mind if they die. They don't mind if the dogs are doing organ harvesting in them. They don't mind if they are dead. They don't mind. If they do, then that's the wrong approach to do. They must reduce the numbers by looking at the root cause of it. Follow every child. How did they get here in the first instance? But saying you are going to close, that's a lazy man's thing. And they are so lazy. If they can't show up even here with a pint of milk, so lazy. They cannot talk of budget. Even from their own stolen allowance, traveling allowance, they can be able to come and at least apply some bread. You look, and I can tell you, you go from any part of the country, you'll find the suffering, the way people are suffering. the way kids are suffering all over, they are our children. There is no lesser human being. We share the same number of chromosomes with them. They are big people. There are no poor people who can afford to make these babies. These are from rich people. And I have evidence. I have true evidence. I collected even from Globe Loudabout one time that these kids are fathered by prominent people. And they gave me the names, and I was able to televise them, to record them. I know what I'm talking about. Anyone doubting this, I can come full blast. That's not the issue. The issue of 2030 or 2027 or 2028 is in the mind of the readers. If you are willing to help, help today. Don't wait for 2030. And in 2030, if you intend to slaughter them, just declare like Idi Amin did. That's all I can say.
One final question. Do you think the policies put in place and the laws favor the children? They only need to be enforced, or there should be more laws that should be put in place?
I think we should have less thieves in parliament. We should have less thieves in county governments. Well, that's all. They can read. They can write. There are so many laws. I have written over 113 laws, participated there. There is nothing like there is no law. There is Utu. There is the Christianity, of course, and all faiths. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Sharing that ugari ajana with somebody or some bit of meat, what's the big deal there? The laws are there from the law of Moses up until today.